Hey guys, Randall Cornett here. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Thanks for the love on the last video. I really appreciate it. I wanted to make a quick one today just because there was some information that I thought that you guys would get some use out of. Now, I know you guys are familiar with Vortex is because I'm sure you guys see the data everywhere. But if you're not, what Vortex is they basically collect several different data points and determine the short interest on a particular security, cost of borrow rates, et cetera, et cetera. What makes them different from like iBorrowDesk or Fintel is they basically collect from 85% collectively of all the data sources instead of Fintel and iBorrowDesk reporting from just, one. That being said, they have a lot of, for their subscribers, they have a lot of alerts and triggers that go off to let you know when something's happening. Well, the first time that I've seen this personally, I wasn't in GameStop around January when it first kind of lifted off. So I haven't seen this particularly myself, but today they announced that their short squeeze signal was generated based on recent price increase and the high levels of shorting in AMC. If you watch yesterday's video, we talk about, how there was, millions and millions of short volume yesterday. And I'm sure that's part of the reason why this is coming out now. Vortex trading signals are based on historical performance, and it's obviously not investment advice, so take it with a grain of salt. But they do say a couple things that are interesting here. Vortex trading signals are based on historical statistics and machine learning. Short squeeze signals in particular are rare, and the duration of the price momentum is particularly hard to estimate. Vortex short squeeze trading signals identify squeeze events with a high conviction, but may trigger too late or recommend a holding period that would result in a significant loss. I don't foresee that happening to any of you guys, as long as you guys are staying up to date, whether it's with me or anybody else that's involved that knows what's kind of going on. You should be able to get an idea of how you want to perform your exit strategy. Everybody's different, everybody's unique, so I don't really want to talk too much on how you guys should do that. But obviously make sure that you guys secure profits. Nobody's ever went broke securing profits, right? So don't get left holding the bag. And obviously, I'm not saying sell off immediately, but have a price point in mind that works for you, right? Everybody's is different. So with that being said, I'll keep going. Historically, Vortex's best performing trading signal is the EPS family of signals. AMC had an EPS signal triggered yesterday. You can read more about our trading signals here. So I went ahead and did that for you guys. So Vortex has 5 families of trading signals: short squeeze, EPS, RSI, MACD, and company events. So short squeeze and EPS have both been triggered today and yesterday. So that is good stuff. They say they have the most success with their EPS trigger. So we've got that too. We've got 2 good things, and we've got the rare one going for us. For example, the short squeeze signal comes in type 1, 2, and 3. They look at slightly different aspects of how to detect a short squeeze, considering everything from short interest, utilization, cost to borrow, and the stock price, as well as the rate of change in these. You might see all 3 of them triggered at the same time as we did on GameStop in January. So these guys actually did this same short squeeze trigger actually triggered right before GameStop popped off. So these guys, their data is pretty on point. That should make you guys excited. It makes me juiced. This is just some interesting stats that I pulled up for you guys that we could take a look at. Our 5-star EPS trading signals returned 2,230% over 4 years. So they are definitely kind of in the money with their trading signals. For example, the short squeeze signal comes in type 1, type 2, and 3. They look at a slightly different aspects of how to detect a short squeeze, considering everything from short interest, utilization, cost to borrow, and the stock price, right? We already read that. Moving on, their year-by-year returns, 2017, they were 67% on 95 trades using these signals. In 2018, they were up 21%. 2019, 226%. In 2020, 118%. And obviously our story is yet to be told here. But that short squeeze trigger, which is a rare one, it was triggered. That alert is out. So we're right there, guys. We're golden. I know that you guys are going to be excited about that, which is why I had to share it. And I know I had a lot of questions and comments on my last video, and I wanted to touch base over this this information right here, which is basically the short volume that we've been seeing, why it spiked here, and why the price kind of, I don't want to say tanked because it was a green day, but where we were going and where we ended up are 2 different things. And the biggest thing that I can say, I guess, is it's what we've said all along. So we know, okay, just off of what Adam Aaron says in the first vote that we did, there was 3.2 million retail shareholders. Let's just assume that on average, everybody owns 150 shares. We're looking at, close to 300 million in shares just right there, right? Just alone with what us retail holders have. That doesn't account the people that didn't vote, doesn't account people in other countries, et cetera, et cetera. Then we know our friends at BlackRock own a huge position. And then the video that we covered yesterday, we know that Vanguard owns a huge position. So those two, like retail and Vanguard and BlackRock alone, we own pretty much all of the shares. So how do we get this much short volume? Like, how is this much shorting going on? We know it's synthetic, fake shares. Remember that every time that we see this, you guys should see dollar signs, because at the end of the day, all these shares, what they're doing, it's just like a grave digger just digging a bigger and bigger hole they're not going to be able to climb out of. All these are going to have to be bought back. What's crazy to me is this is why I'm thinking the SEC and everybody's kind of getting involved and doing all these rulings, because this is, it's clear as day. You can't avoid, you're seeing basically a bunch of illegal shit here. Like they shouldn't be doing this, and they're going to pay. So I just wanted to clarify, that's why we're seeing the price action that we're seeing, is because we're just seeing a lot of naked and synthetic shares hit the market. You'll be able to see that here too. If you look at from the 14th, we have not had over 100,000 shares, right? And even as of right now, there's 45,000 shares available. Okay. So we have 45,000 and it hasn't exceeded over 100,000. But now we look at the short volume, there's 60 million. On the 13th, on the 14th, there was 49 million. How can they have 49 million when there's only 45,000 shares left to short? So take that for what you will, but it's everything we've been saying all along. I've just given you guys some confirmation bias. There's a bunch of synthetic bullshit going on. One other thing that I did want to highlight to you guys was that ICE Clear, it was a clearing credit agency, not clearing credit agency, I'm sorry, but what it is another SRO. So it's a regulatory agency like the DTCC, the FICC, right? The DTC, the NSCC. It's one of those regulatory firms. But what they do is they're like risk management, right? So ICE Clear Credit provides customers a complimentary solution while we help mitigate systemic risk in the marketplace. So guys that can totally break the system, that's what these guys are kind of there and to do and enforce, okay? Well, they had a ruling today, which is the SICC or the ICC 2021-005. This was approved. So I'm just going to show you guys this, but number one, it was approved, and I believe it's effective immediately. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me on that, but I believe it was approved and effective immediately. But what this is as a covered clearing agency, ICC is required to, among other things, establish, implement, maintain, and enforce written policies and procedures reasonably designed to maintain a sound risk management framework for comprehensively managing legal, credit, liquidity, operational, general business, investment, custody, and other risks that arise in or are borne by the covered clearing agency, which includes plans for recovery and orderly wind down of the covered clearing agency necessitated by credit losses, liquidity, and shortfalls. So there's a lot of big words in there. I'm sure that a lot of you guys maybe got the gist, but if you didn't, this amendment, essentially what it does, it makes it easier to handle the auction to defaulting party members, also known as hedge funds. So if a hedge fund defaults, these are going to be the guys basically auctioning off all their assets, collecting all that money to pay us our attendees, right? So what this ruling really looks like to me is just, like I said, because rules are meant to be broken, this looks like a game plan on how they're going to enforce the rules, because rules are nothing if they're broken and and you get a little slap on the wrist. But this looks like, hey, in writing, they're letting them know, like off the rip, hey, we're going to auction off your assets if you don't play by the rules. And this is approved today. So with that being said, like I said, I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. It's the weekend, but let's highlight what the big thing that is, that we triggered a rare short squeeze alert that is going to hopefully mean that we are close to Tendytown. They are 1 for 1 so far on that. The same alert triggered for GameStop when it popped off. So I'm taking this as very bullish and good news. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. If you guys like the videos and the contents, I'm going to be doing some live chats just with the main goal of getting to know you guys. It probably won't even be so much related to AMC. I mean, it might bleed through, but I want to get to know my viewers. So please like, subscribe, comment, so you know when I go live and I can get to know you guys. Appreciate all the love I've been getting because literally I've been blowing up. It's been crazy. So again, thank you guys for being here, and I love you long time. Enjoy your weekend.